Hey, welcome back, rankers. Sorry I haven't been around for a while. I've just been spending pretty much every waking moment playing with AI and learning what I can. I've developed, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, I've created two Chrome extensions that I'm using every day for my work. So, for instance, there's this one here, and this one shows me the headings on the page. It provides a grid of them there and tells me whether they're in sequential order or not. I can then actually say show me the headings. It will show me the headings on the H1s on the page, all the heading tags on the page. And then I've actually put some smarts in here so we get a little calculation on the phrase focus, so I know whether that first H1 is a match for our page file name and our page title. I want that to be as close to 100 as possible, so this one is obviously not. The other one that I've created is this one called Altlands. So the first one's called Headlands, this one's called Altlands. Guess what this one does? It reveals the alts. Now in this one I actually used ChatGPT to give me some ideas about this icon, and then I also said provide me a prompt that I can use with Del-E, and which is what I've done there, and then I've just messed about a little bit with that to tidy it up. And this one, as you might imagine, reveals all the alt tags, and this one's looking at the page title again, and then also to see whether there's a match, how much of a match there is with the alt tags and the page title. So Headlands, this one took me about 8 hours to create, because I've never created a Chrome extension before in my life. I've never coded in JavaScript. I've never opened a JSON file to edit it. I do a lot of scripting and those sorts of things, but making Chrome extensions, no. So how did we do it? Well, let's create one. So I'm using GPT-4, and my challenge here is to see if we can create a prompt. So I've actually spent more time creating my prompts these days than I do actually messing about with the code. Right, so I'm just going to grab my prompt that I've prepared earlier, and it goes through a few things. It really spells out exactly what I want. I put down point to point what files I want it to create, what I want the functionality, the specific functionality of the plugin. This one is to create a Chrome extension that will reveal the titles on link elements. And then I hit that, and it's going to go now through, and first it's going to create my manifest JSON file. I've asked it to use version 3 because I've learned over this process that it was doing 2, and apparently that's not a thing anymore, so you've got to use 3. So I've had a lot of trial and errors, and I've done a few hours to get it to this point where I know what to tell it to give me the functionality that I want in my Chrome extension. Now it's creating the content JavaScript file, and this is the file, as I've learned from ChatGPT, that is creating the actual overlays on the page, and the functionality that I see happen on the page is happening in this file here. I didn't know any of this until I started playing with it. And it's a bit like, I tell people it's a bit like having one of the best people in their industry. Now it's going to create the pop-up.html. So this is actually just for the button. I haven't given it much instruction here. I probably should have given it a bit more detail. I could have put some smarts in here as well, like I have with some of the other ones, like the Headlands one. It's got a grid, the table that shows me all the heading tags and at a glance. And now it's creating the JavaScript for the pop-up that it needs. And I already created this earlier, so I know it works. So just have a cup of coffee. Well, ChatGPT. Oh, crashed. It does this sometimes. So when it crashes like that, it's crashed out. I have to say, tell it to continue. And basically, I need to piece those two files together, but I probably won't. I probably just... But it took me... Yeah, it's having conniptions at the moment. It took me longer to create the prompt for this Chrome extension because I had to think long and hard about every step, use case scenarios, all those sorts of things. Which, you know, you have to do anyway. Oh, that's a mess. See, sometimes it gets... Oh, what? That's a bit messy. But I can now tell it, now that it's done it once, just say, hey, can you please reprint the content.js file, just so I can copy and paste it in one window and don't have to get all tidy it up at all. And this is just the file, as I've learned, that stores the state of whatever the tab was when the Chrome extension was activated on it, and then it just tells me how to load the extension. And of course, I'd already done it earlier, and it's here, reveal titles, and that's how long it takes. Once you get the structure of your prompt right and what you want to do. I mean, I didn't think this was possible last night when I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if you could actually create a Chrome extension with one prompt. Because I was actually working on creating an iOS app last night. Insane. And it turns out you can. You just have to really understand what it is that you want it to produce, and you need to tell it. You can't be vague, you can't be... The more specific that you are, the better result you're going to get. Hopefully that's helpful. And hey, if you want a copy of Headlands or Altlands or Titlelands, I'll brush up Titlelands, make it look a bit fancier, then let me know and I'll upload them to the Chrome store, and comment wherever you see this video and tell your friends. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye.